Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Some stories don't arrive on time. They wait until you're strong enough to understand them. This is a story about love, silence, and learning when to let go. The letter that arrived too late. Every morning at exactly 6:10 a.m., Noah sat on the same wooden bench at the train station. He didn't take the train anymore, but habits are stubborn things. They stay long after the reason for them is gone. 3 years ago, this bench was where Emma used to wave goodbye, her scarf always slipping off one shoulder, her smile careless and bright. She promised she'd write. Noah promised he wouldn't wait. They both lied. Life moved on the way it always does, quietly, without asking permission. Noah found a new job, a smaller apartment, and learned how to cook meals for one instead of two. People said time heals everything, and he nodded like he believed them. Then, one rainy Tuesday, the letter arrived. It was thin, slightly yellowed, with his name written in a handwriting he would recognize anywhere. Emma's. His hands shook as he opened it. Noah, if you're reading this, I hope you've forgiven me. I wanted to tell you everything, but I was afraid that love, once spoken, might disappear. So I stayed silent. Please don't think my leaving meant forgetting. Some people carry love quietly, like a secret they're too afraid to lose. The letter ended abruptly. No address, no explanation, just silence once again. Noah sat on the edge of his bed for a long time. The clock ticked, the city breathed outside his window. He felt angry at her, at himself, at the unfair timing of it all. The postmark was dated 2 years ago. That night, Noah returned to the station bench for the first time in months. Rain dripped from the metal roof. Trains came and went. People hurried past with umbrellas and destinations. For the first time, Noah understood something important. Waiting hadn't kept him connected to Emma. It had kept him stuck. He folded the letter carefully and placed it in his coat pocket, not as a wound, but as a memory. Then he stood up, walked past the bench, and exited the station without looking back. The next morning, Noah woke up at 6:10 a.m. out of habit, but this time he stayed home, and for the first time in years, that felt like moving forward. Outro. Some letters come too late. Some answers arrive after the waiting ends, and sometimes the bravest thing we can do is stop looking back and choose ourselves.